I'm Kate Carl. I'm a kinesiologist based in Narrabri in New South Wales. So this area has been affected by drought, specifically in the last few years, and it's been quite tough on our whole community. My family, because we have retail businesses, we were really affected by that. And then with the fires as well, which happened at the start of January, and then also on top of that is the coronavirus. And then on top of that, having a baby and living out on a farm, so it has been really tough the last few years. So we were navigating through some pretty difficult discussions around who's going to stay on and work with us and who we have to let go. And it not only affects our staff, but their families as well. Probably the hardest part of the drought is not having that end point, not knowing whether it's actually going to end or when. You need a plan B. You can't just hold on to plan A hoping that one day it's going to rain. You can't do that to yourself. That is so much stress and pressure on you.
2020 has been a really challenging year for a lot of Australians. We're seeing a lot of things combining, whereas people might normally be asked to cope with one or two of these things, they're being asked often at the moment to cope with multiple things happening at once that are challenging their well-being. A lot of people talk about the importance of preparation, and we tend to think about it as before something happens, prepare for it, then experience it, then recover from it, then prepare for it again. We would actually say preparation is something that you look at all of the time. A lot of people who are very successful with their preparation are doing a little bit all the time, even jotting down notes about what they've learned at this particular stage of whether it's a drought cycle, bushfires, an experience that's happened, about what they need to do to prepare for the next one. The issue and the challenge that we see a lot of people experience is a feeling that there's one right way to do things. So we need to try and encourage people to do what's right for them and to think carefully about what's important in their lives instead of assuming there's only one thing or one way to do it. There's 1,000 ways you can prepare and plan. Do what works for you and invest that time in thinking about what's actually important to you. Drought goes for a long time. As you get tired and stressed, the decision making can become more and more challenging. So the other thing that can help is trying to push away that natural urge to turn inwards. Often when we're feeling like it's hard to make a decision, then the next thing is, oh, and I can't tell anyone about that. Whereas we know that what helps you make effective decisions is reaching out to someone to say, can I just talk this through with you? It's really important to think about resilience as an ongoing process of learning. Everyone gets thrown a curveball at some point. They miss it, they learn from it. It's about what happens after that. Do you then go, well, here's what I can do better next time? That's resilience. So it's not about never failing. It's about failing, learning from it, keeping on going, and being able to apply those learnings and keep on building your capacity and your skills over time.
My dad, he gets really excited. He's like, right, it's over, it's done with, we can move on. I'm a little bit more of a realist with it though. Just because it's raining now, the farmers still don't have a crop. This is a long-term game. This is something that's going to take a long time for our community to bounce back from. Probably what I've found the most helpful is actually having that plan B. Doesn't mean I'm going to action it one day. Doesn't mean we're going to up and leave. It's not what we want, but knowing that we have that plan B, knowing we've got clarity on that is everything. So if we go through drought again, or if we go through a difficult time, probably what I would be doing is looking at online more. Things like buy from the bush. That kind of initiative is amazing because all of a sudden you have more people to sell your products to. It's not just the local community. Even though I love seeing people in person, if that's not going to support my business during that time, knowing that that's okay and to look at these new avenues and embrace new technologies in order to get through these tough times. Actually, funnily enough, with the coronavirus, when it came to our retail businesses, we've actually had one of the best few months that we have in a long time. And we couldn't have done it without the community. And we've managed to actually bounce back from the drought because of that. So community out here is everything.